first and foremost, why an amateur event?
So I guess we'll start back even a little bit before that. So in 2014, I won X Games in Austin. The mayor essentially gave me my own day in Austin, an inaugural day that, essentially doesn't go away. So I really wanted to try and figure out something cool to do on that day that would continue and, basically plan some type of event that would, keep building each year on this day. So it made sense to just do an amateur-based event and give back to the, Austin community and where I grew up riding, and that was kind of essentially how the event was created.
So this is the third year it's taking place, correct?
This is year 4.
Year 4?
Yeah.
So the first 2 was just Austin?
First 2 years was just in Austin. The goal from the beginning of the event was to eventually have Chad and Dennis be able to host their own event in San Diego. So a couple years into the event, we were finally able to do that. So we brought it here, took it to Lakeside Skate Park, and that was last year. So this is going to be the second year that we're doing it there.
So what do you think events like this can really do for the next generation of BMX? I know when you initially started this, it was a big factor of a lot of these amateur events were kind of either few and far between or a bit of a mess with pros and others thrown in. What do you think something like this can really do to elevate these guys?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at the beginning of this event, I feel like it was, one of the only amateur-specific events kind of being offered for people out there. Everything before that was, like you said, it's pro-am events where, obviously the amateurs ride against the professionals, and it can be discouraging for all different people. Everybody handles it differently. But at the end of the day, I wanted to create something that basically just created a level playing field for everyone involved and keep it simple. No age groups. We do it in a beginner, intermediate, and advanced division. The rules are simple. If you make any type of money from BMX riding, you're not allowed to enter. So we try and keep it, it's an amateur-based event. And the first year of the event, Lil Juice won. I feel like that was one of the first times that people had really seen him ride. And, obviously not long after that, he whipped El Toro and, he's on the map now, So to a certain extent, I definitely feel like this event, is somewhat of a stepping stone for an amateur rider to kind of be showcased and take it to the next level. Yeah.
So obviously Little Juice stands out. Also Cole Volker.
Cole Volker, yes.
I feel like a couple of these guys really came on the map from this. I mean, is that something you think is going to continue happening?
Yeah, I would assume so, for sure. For the winners of each event, we continue them going with a year-long sponsorship from either Etnies or Colt or both. So, the winner of the event, the relationship of that doesn't end there. That he kind of continues to get hooked up for the following year until the next event. So
it gives their foot in the door.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's theirs for the taking.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you get hooked up and you're a cool guy, that's going to last longer than a year.
In return, their videos are being posted on these social media accounts, and they're just essentially getting a further reach than what they normally would. So yes.
When you were younger and coming up in Austin, was there anything like this that really put you on the map?
Not as far as an amateur-based event, no. Growing up, I rode in CFB events and, essentially everything that was still pro-am. A lot of the old school, like UGP Roots jams and, just stuff where, it wasn't an amateur-specific platform. So,
when you rode those events, did you feel like even if you won or did well in amateur, you were still overshadowed?
I wouldn't say overshadowed, but I think at the end of the day, it was just hard to make it up into that top tier where the top guys were. You know, like at the end of the day, it's only so fair to kind of stick these kids against, you know, the top 20, 30 BMX riders in the world. You know, they need their own event. They need to compete against other people at their same skill level. And, you know, not to say that that side isn't cool and it should still be offered, but this side should be there as well.
Absolutely, like, you know, a little league for baseball.
Exactly, you know, like everybody's got to start somewhere. You know, it's another really cool thing about this event is, you know, I would say 25% of the competitors at each one, it's their first time entering anything. So it's very entry level, but at the same time, it's entry level for someone who's been riding for 10 years and is just trying to become comfortable with riding in contests.
Well, one thing I've noticed in your past events is that even though it is an amateur event, there's people flying in and stuff. There's a big turnout. I mean, what can you say about that? Why do you think that's happening?
Well, I mean, I try and create a professional atmosphere in an amateur environment. So that's why, you know, I try to have other professional riders as judges, you know, and that's why, you know, Chad Curley and Dennis Anderson and Dan Lacey, they've all been a part of the event since the beginning. And, you know, everything from having professional announcers like Daryl Now and Steve Crandall, who you can find at, you know, announcing any professional event. And, you know, for a kid to rock up to his local contest and see the same guys there announcing and have the guys that they look up to judging them, it just creates a way more, I don't know, real environment for this event. It's something that I always want to, I don't know, I want it to always be a part of it, you know? Like, it means a lot to me to keep that going.
So, why Lakeside Park? What are the aspects of that park do you think bring out the best in these riders?
I mean, at the end of the day, you just try and find a skate park that has a little bit of everything and offers kind of something good for everyone. And I think Lakeside is it does that, you know? It's got your smaller streets, obstacles. It has a decent sized bowl in the back. It has a really big left hip, you know? It's it offers something for everyone. So that's really what you look for.
So the guy that takes the win in Lakeside is going to Austin.
Yes. So among other gifts that he will get, he will also get $500 towards travel money to get him to the Austin Born and Raised at House Park on October 7th. So yeah, we'll have dialed prize bags for, you know, top 3 in each division. But yeah, that first place in advance will additionally be getting $500 for travel money to get him to Austin.
So what can you tell us about the Austin event this year? Any big changes or plans for that?
So last year, we moved it from House Park, did it at Pflugerville, you know, tried to switch it up, keep it at a fresh location, switch up the event a little bit. It was a very awesome turnout. I think for this year's event, we're going to bring it back to House Park, build some different things as opposed to the last time we had it there. So that's always a cool thing too, you know, is you bring in 2 or 3 obstacles and it really changes the layout of the park and makes it into, you know, really a new place to ride, even for the locals that enter, you know. So I think that's a really cool part of the event as well.
So we've got Texas and we've got San Diego, and 2019 isn't that far away. I think there's a lot of people all over the world that would love to have one of your events nearby. Is there any chance of this expanding beyond where we're at right now?
It's definitely the goal. I can't say definitively if that's going to happen or not, but yeah, I mean, hopefully in the next coming years, you know, we'll be doing 3, 4, hopefully 5 of these events in different locations around the world. So, yeah, Born and Raised isn't slowing down now. You know, we're moving into year 4 of it, which I'm really excited about. It seems like we've kind of made it over that 3-year hump that most events kind of plateau out at. And yeah, I mean, we're kind of full steam ahead. I'm really excited for tomorrow. Yeah.
Perfect. Anything else you want to add?
Just thank you mainly to my good friends Dennis and Chad and Lacey, and all the guys from the border. Everybody that helps me put this event together. It's a huge team effort. I wouldn't be able to do it myself, and I don't know. I'm grateful to have all these guys a part of it, and I don't know. Hope to see you all at Lakeside Skate Park. Thank you to Vital BMX for doing this interview, and yeah.
You're welcome.
Peace.